There we go. I love how the choir bit comes in as everyone's faces come on the internet. Keep your mic on while I'm talking. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Boobies. Don't forget to try and switch over to push to talk if you can, or be very vigilant on your muting. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I'm a button, did you just say? Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if did James. Okay, there is Yep. Yeah, we can hear you. Yep. Uh, I mean, it's the internet. The internet is better in the lounge and stuff, and it's more comfortable and presentational. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not seeing Scott's webcam on. Oh, now it's loaded. Okay. What about Lawrence and Julia? Are you going to put your faces on the internet? All right. Yeah, sure. Nice. So now we're just waiting for James. At James. Okay. So I think I'm going to just kind of sort of just we'll just do like a pre-game warm up. If any of you are okay with it, we are on Twitch, so if someone would be so kind as to just double check that we're being heard loud and clear and the visuals are good, that would be great. If the okay, thank you. Thank you again, Lawrence, for the sob. Yeah, give me that money. Give me those ad like pennies or whatever they are that we don't even see because 90% of the revenue goes back to Twitch, so it's fine. So yeah, I'm just gonna go around everyone's like webcams and just do like a little catch up. Just keep it short and snappy. Just like I don't know. I guess reintroduce yourselves. Also, my webcam is super low. Don't know why. So yeah, literally just say who you are, what you've been up to, and just perhaps a little piece of insight about your character that might refresh people on your character and what they already know for the rest of the group. So we'll start with Julia, just because you're top left. All right. Oh yeah. Laurence. Okay. See, I'm like all the NPCs. Um, yeah, I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. That, yeah, I'm here to look after you all. Um, I've been taking a few notes out of Abria Ironguard's DMing style through Exandria Unlimited. So I'm gonna try and be a little bit more generous with like stuff. Just because the way that she does it is like it's very much like, oh, that's cool. You get like initiative or this and that. So like if someone makes me fucking like belly laugh or anything like that, then if I forget, you're more than welcome to ask for initiative. Oh, not initiative. Sorry, inspiration. Yes. Um, English. English. Yeah, English dictionary or vocabulary is hard. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be trying to be a little bit more flexible with that kind of stuff, but also I'm gonna try and stick to my own style because no point just running a game like someone else. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy what's to come. Scott. I think there's a yeah. There you go. I think it's kind of more been uncomfortably unconscious and unwillingly so. Yeah. Yeah, definitely some interesting things to come from your character soon, I should think. We've been put out of order for some reason, so we'll go to Sam. All right. Okay, Ben. Mm-hmm. I might also add that he's been a tad. Uh, he's. Oh, suddenly he's got. Suddenly he's got attention. All right. Um. Yeah. So his character's been a tad stereotypically judgmental. Judgmental of stereotypes. Um. I would say that Gregory has a perhaps jaded look at the other races around him in the world. Um, I'm talking smack. No one else is. I get to talk smack because I'm the DM and I helped put your character in the world, and I know who your character is. So shush. Um, Sophie. You muted for that last bit. The chaos. She was being stereotyped. She was being stereotyped by Gregory, and then you were going to say something, but we didn't hear it. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we have a James here. No, no worries. You arrived. You arrived just in time to introduce yourself and a little bit about your character that everyone else already knows. No spoilers, just pre-existing information. Okay. So, okay, grand. Um, so this session's going to be a little bit different to the last one. If anyone is not currently on Tailspire and loaded into the map, please do so now. Because I'm gonna have to shift you guys around a little bit. And also there's a little bit of there's a little there might be a little bit of RNG based on what happens to you guys. But we shall see how it goes. But yeah. No, always load into the test facility one, which is the one with the pyramid. And yeah, but don't, because just for your own sake, just don't peek, because like it's just, you're just gonna ruin it for yourself. So just don't. But yeah, are we okay to get actually started into the motions of the session? Can we get a thumbs up? Thumbs down. The title of this session is going to be Into the Mists, just because that is the intent of you guys. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to do a little brief recap, and then we'll go into the introduction and actually get into the session. So it was a tense night as introductions were made and everyone came together to assess the situation that they had literally been dropped into from who knows where. As the group investigated their surroundings, they discovered a small stash buried at the back of a cave. This stash contained the last known possessions of a unknown character. I think it was established it was a man or male, whose journal seemed to answer some of the questions that some of you had about what was going on. However, it seemed to ask other questions as well. Meanwhile, the camp was being overwatched by a strange, unknown, unearthly creature from the tree line around the camp. A few of the members of the group decided to investigate this and managed to get a better look at the creature. Connecting that creature and the character whose journal they had just found. Eventually, after a little bit of discussion, they managed to figure out that, the character had quite literally drawn a rough sketch of what this creature looked like. Not a particularly skillful interpretation of the creature at all, but it had the general form, and you could easily confirm that they're connected. And then after attempting to rest, the group realized that the moon, which was full, had not moved an inch since their arrival. And it seemed to sit completely just motionless in the sky, almost like a skylight. Just an artificial, perhaps, rendition. Everyone then agreed to pack up their things and began to move on. And try and find a way out of or away from any place other than here, I think was established, right? So the group now stands in the shadow of the mysterious shipwreck that they had discovered as they ready themselves to leave the, comfort of the known surroundings that you have really recently acquainted yourselves with. As a little subtle chromatic light faintly just stalks you guys from a distance. Only a couple of you are able to make it out. It shifts between hues of red and greens and blues and purples and yellows. Seems to emulate every single colour that you could imagine. The trees also seem to have a a shakiness to themselves, almost as though they're tense or scared, perhaps, anticipating what's about to happen as the group begins to walk towards the mist. So at this point, if you want to do anything before you guys start walking into the mist, you've got the chance now. Good job. Okay. Are you trying to subtly avoid being at the front of the group, or are you making it obvious? Like you saying, I'm not going at the front, or are you just like, oh, after you? Sure, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, give me 2 seconds. This music is a little bit too chipper, so let's change that. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, so did you say that you're leading the way, James? Okay. I do have to ask, like, just straight up, are you guys going in at the same time as a group, or are you going to go in one at a time? Yep. Yep. Just as a note, Lawrence, your right hand, um, it's it's completely numb, and as you just kind of try to flex the fingers in your right hand, it's you get an aching sensation, and you look at it, and you can see damage on your hand. This is in relation to your solo session. I'm not sure if you recall what happened, but you have a just to you currently, unless, I mean, I would say passive perceptions, but no one has passive perceptions right now. But you have. Do you want me to actually explain it to you? Okay, so you look at your hand, and you have got blue shards embedded in your hand, that which you have not fully cleaned up yet, and you just kind of wrapped some cloth around it. But your hand is still bleeding. It's slowly. It's not only just, and it's only because, and it's only because you've got a foreign object embedded in your hand that it's gently weeping blood. But there's a kind of it just feels numb. I don't know how to say it, but it just feels numb, and like your hand's gone to sleep. There's a little dull ache. But yeah, just for note. Let's say they are chunks. They are not tiny pieces. You've maybe got 3 or 4 actual like shards of about 1 inch to 2 inches embedded in your hand in different positions, all in the palm of your hand. Just passively now before you enter. Mm-hmm. So you start to kind of push on the skin surrounding it so you can get a grip with your fingers around it. Go ahead and make a con save for me. Okay. And because you failed, go ahead and make a wisdom save. Okay. As you're about to try and pull this out, there is an overwhelming sense of pain localized in your hand, and it shoots all up your arm. However, as this happens, there's this, and the rest of you will notice this, but only those that are immediately around him. There's a very quick of some form of energy that seems to shock up his veins and arteries in his arm, only just noticeable through his furry arms that he has. Again, I'm gonna say it again, if you're messaging me through Steam, I'm not gonna read it. And the rest of you, everyone, can just hear Trinken go, oh! Just a little bit. By the way, you do not manage to remove the shard. In fact, it seems to sink deeper. This has not been new. It's not happened recently. Due to the haziness of, I would say, interdimensional travel, whatever. Your method of transport, your memory has been slightly obscured. But now that you have this sudden jolt of pain, there's this sudden flood of memories as to what's happened. Up until this point, you just kept it bandaged and not really worried about it because it's not caused you too much discomfort. But now that you notice it and you felt that pain, you remember placing your hand in haste upon these shards and then just hastily bandaging them up and getting out of dodge. And you didn't manage to get any help and it's at that point that you were here. You haven't had the time to seek medical or perhaps magical help. It's not going through your hand at this point. It's just embedded in it. It's the shards are only in this side of your hand. Sure. Just as of note, Sam, go ahead and make a medicine check. Or an Arcana check. It doesn't really matter. I don't think you have racial bonuses. Yeah, we are. Yeah. So also for you, Lawrence, as the shard begins to sink slowly deeper, the pain seems to subside as it settles into place. But your hand, okay, your hand is numb, but now halfway up your forearm is numb as well. For you, Sam, or should I say Maxwell or Adrian? Which would you prefer, Sam? Adrian or Maxwell? Okay. For you, Maxwell, you cannot fathom what this thing is that's afflicting him. It's clearly some kind of foreign object wound, and something extraordinary. Whether it's magical or not, you do not know. You do not know the source or anything else like that. You just know he's got a foreign object in him, and you do take note when someone is attempting to remove said foreign object, it tends to burrow deeper into the flesh. You guys do hear a low growl coming from the trees behind you. Okay. Lawrence, are you accepting the bandage or no? With random cloth. You tell me. I'm pretty sure you rolled for this last time. No. Oh yeah, that was it. You could on it, but that was it. Funnily enough, you actually notice Whiskey is actually got his mandibles and he's just slowly nibbling a little bit at your shirt. Yeah. Okay. Just go ahead and make a medicine check with advantage. Okay, you do a decent job. You think that there is a little discomfort for you, Lawrence, at first as he's applying it. It's a little bit tight, but the bleeding seems to stop entirely for the most part. Yeah, your hand and arm is still numb. Forearm. Okay. Speaking of, so the growling seems to get a little bit louder and a little bit more intense. Are you guys going to leave or stay? Make a perception check. Disadvantage again. Well, you're using just your ears, so it's fine. Okay. I'm gonna say only him, just because he asked. So you can make out that it's just one creature, but it seems distorted through the environment, and also the sound seems unnatural. But it seems like one. No. Occasionally you might be able to see a spot of light or a shimmer or something like that, but you see, as you're addressing the group, James, you see stood at the back of the group, the tallest person in the group, Krelok, and he looks down at his gnomish friend and says, "I've completely forgotten her name, by the way, Elena. Sorry." And just kind of looks down at her and then back up at you and says, or not says, but motions. You kind of just get the loose idea that they're trying to let you guys do your thing and not interfere. They can clearly see that this is perhaps a moment of growth for all of you. And if Yep. Okay, so I need to remind myself how I'm going to get you guys to do this. Okay, so I'm going to have you all roll survival checks. You do not need to read out your number. I will ask. Again, remember this is no modifiers, but I say survival check just in case, I don't know, someone has a racial thing which gives them advantage on it or something. Because, yeah, some people have like advantage on spell saves and things like that just because they're a Vidalcan, for example. Or like Drow have advantage or disadvantage on perception checks in daylight and stuff like that. No, and it's a survival check. It's not perception, so. That's a Vidalcan is a race that I'm playing in Lawrence's. That's why I say that. Okay, so please raise your hand if you have rolled a natural 20. Okay, or a natural 1. Okay, so we got please confirm Sophie has a natural 20. Yep. And Scott has a natural 1. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, I need a dice. So the two of you, I would like Sophie. I would like you to give a little bit of an explanation as you're trying to perhaps guide or steer or perhaps just survive, stepping through these mists and into this unknown place. Sam, please mute. Yeah. So, but based on that, you actually, as you're walking through, there are no landmarks at all. In fact, the mist is so dense that you begin to lose eyesight of people that are pretty much standing more than 6 foot away from you. You can only just about make out the silhouette of someone that's standing next to you. It's almost like you were to just be kind of walking with your eyes closed. Like you know someone's there, but that's right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You're kind of listening out and keeping track of stuff, and you're hearing this distortion that's been in this place the whole time, but it seems to amplify as you're stepping through these mists. If anyone speaks out at any point, they do not sound like themselves. The sounds of footfalls are dampened and do not sound like footfalls. It's strange. There's like this weird distortion that's going on. I'm not going to give you any more. I'm not going to give you any more. With your feet. Yeah, sure. Just go ahead and make a performance check. Sure, you do. You feel like you do a pretty good job. Like every kind of 5 foot, you just kind of drag your foot out, and kind of, um, you don't know what surface you're walking on. At this point, the sensation is just confusing. You can't tell if it's grass, cobblestone, dirt. You might even be walking through water. You don't know. But yes, you managed to do that. Scott, can you please explain to me how you horribly fail to survive in this place? Nothing actively happens to you, but yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah, you're just not really aware of your surroundings at all. You're just kind of being piloted by whoever happens to be near you, guiding you, which I would imagine is probably Maxwell at this point. Um, yeah. So, this is where the random number generation comes in. Um, so let's see what happens. I need to make some bloody notes. Just need to bring this up. Oh, dang. Oh no. Okay. So quite a while goes by. In fact, I'm assuming in everyone's character build, does anyone have a racial feat? Like, if you were to have a character sheet, would you have a racial feat? And if so, is it keen mind? Basically, anyone here have keen mind from level 1? No. Okay. Yeah, you can. Variant humans can basically just pick out a feat that they want and be like, right, I have this at level 1. No, but it would be inherent to you at this point. Okay. So yeah, quite a while goes by. You kind of losing track of time. But I am going to roll again. No, I'm not. I'm going to have everyone roll a survival check again. And again, just make it known if you roll a natural 20 or a natural 1. Otherwise, don't say anything. In fact, just do a visual aid. If you got either, put your hand up. Okay, what did Scott get? Another natural 1? Okay. No one else got a natural 20? Or a natural 1? See, now this is where the interesting thing comes in. I now roll this dice twice, but I take the lowest. So you guys, as a group, will have a lower or perhaps worse outcome as to what happens. Oof. Okay. So I'm gonna base this off of. Okay. Let's just do a little bit of show of hands. Would you guys like me to base this effect off of the roll that you guys just did, or I have you guys roll again and base it off that roll? So do a thumbs up if you want to roll again. Thumbs down if you want to stick with the roll. Okay. Some people don't care. We got a majority thumbs up. So okay. So everyone, please roll another survival check. If you got a below 10, anyone that got above 10, you're fine. Okay, did anyone get a 1? Anyone get a 2? Was that a hands up from a Lawrence? No? Okay, a 3. Okay, you got a 3, Lawrence. So, as you guys are wandering the mists seem to get even denser, and there's a gradual slope that seems to go downwards and continues to get lower as you guys suddenly begin to lose your footing. And as you guys begin to right yourself and begin to actually, like, you having to make physical contact at this point to be like, right, I'll pat you on the shoulder. Who's this? Okay, that's Faye. That's Karma. Hella's with you. Okay, good. There's Krelok. There's Elena. There's Gregory. There's Maxwell. There's Cedric. There's Yen. Okay, everyone's here. All memory that anyone has of his character is gone. You don't know that character. You've never seen that character before. Okay. And in fact, Lawrence, you're still in the game. You're not dead or anything. But your memory has gone blank. you can't remember anything right now. You can recall your own name, but you don't recall where you are, how you got here, if you were with anyone. Yeah. But yeah, the memory of the last couple nights, gone. Blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. I would like everyone again to please roll a survival check, including you, Lawrence. Yeah. So, thumbs up if you got a natural 20, thumbs down if you got a nat 1. No? Okay. That's actually a good thing. This means that you get a straight roll. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. Interesting. There is a few moments of quiet as you guys are just trudging through this mist. It's getting kind of hard to breathe. As it feels like you're having to swim. Like you're breathing water and moisture. It's heavy on your lungs. But you hear this growling, and then suddenly this flash of light, and this light begins to quickly run around you guys. I would like everyone to roll for initiative. Yes, you need initiative. Lawrence, you don't need to roll. You are outside of this combat. Apologies. No, you are rolling initiative. You do not know who or what whiskey is. It's just a bug that happens to be on you. However, as this light is flashing around you guys, a figure stumbles through the mist. Lawrence, how do you react? You're being chased by something, and you don't know. It's just a flashing light that's growling, and then suddenly you bump into a group of people. You don't remember his character at this point, James. You know your own name. You just don't know any of these people. So I'm gonna have to switch the game mode, and we are going to head over to the other board. Oh gosh, the map is dying. Come on. There we go. Okay. Right. I need to give everyone some minis. I did not fully prepare for this combat. Okay, please bear with me. You are welcome to talk among yourselves at this point as I try and prep this. You wish it was. Is anyone able to spawn minis on this map or not? Okay. Let me know. Yeah, let me know if you're able to spawn anything in there. I'm just trying to get minis. Yeah. Don't worry about it. All right. I believe I was using a halfling miniature for yours. Just because it seemed to match your character almost entirely, Julia. The whole pink hair and everything. By the way, there are mods for this game now, external mods for you to be able to import 3D models, but I have not been able to sort that. Right, let's see if I can assign this and this one. You guys can start moving over to the other map now if you want to. I'm just trying to the shallow grove, yeah. Just for a moment. Where is James? James is there. Okay. If you see where I've put things, just try and join. It's the best kind of proxy that I can find right now, so. Click on your portrait. There we go. Right, do I have everyone? No, I don't. I don't have a Scott. I'm adding his character right now. Perko, there we go. Right, so we've got Sophie's not here, so can't do that one. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Okay, if everyone could just move, feel free to move your characters around within the area, and just try to keep a contact of 5 foot with another person or character. It does not matter. At this point, you guys have been kind of shuffled around from where you've stumbled. So we're gonna go like this. Where is Trinken? There. Kralok is here. You see this guy? Let me emote. Yeah, yeah. You don't see him? Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me just quickly go. Where is? Okay. Oh, okay. So James, you have the light on, don't you? Because of your spell. Okay. Everyone's positions finalized. Because we are going into turn-based. You good? Okay. Right. Let's have a look. This is gonna be interesting because I think this is our first proper combat. Nice. Okay. I can do this. Don't worry. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, we got that. And I need a thing. Okay. So who has got a 20? I'm gonna need a vocal expression. Oh, 15 to 20, sorry. Okay, anyone else? No? Okay. So where is your character? There. And 15 to 10? Anyone in there? Oof. Okay. Nice. Okay, so next up is a Kralok. So 10 to 6, I'm gonna say, because a couple people got 5s. Sophie, you say you got a 9. Okay, and you are there. An 8, 7, 6. No, 5. So we got 3 people in there. So it's gonna be whoever clicked first, which is that guy, and that guy. And So Lawrence got a 4. I can see that. Right. Scott, what'd you get? Ah, fantastic. Actually, I need to reorder this. You guys got 5s. There we go. And Scott got a 1, so that's good. And Elena also got a 1. Why is it not tracking the turn order? There we go. Okay. So, Julia, you suddenly have this stranger run up to your group. You cannot currently see them because the mist is so dense. But you can hear them, and they're saying how they're being chased by something. What do you do? Yeah. Okay. Sure. That direction is this way. He points back in this direction, if you guys can see that. Apparently something's been chasing him. You cannot currently see anything that may have been chasing him, but I will let you go ahead and roll a perception check for free. And then I'm going to change the music. 7. No clue. In fact, that should have been with disadvantage, because you're trying to see through the fog. Okay. Yeah, what are you going to try and do on your turn? You can see anyone that is within 5 foot of you. You can just about make out who it is with like a touch of their shoulder and stuff for free. But you can just about make there's like vague silhouettes in places around you. Okay. And who is next? It's Krelok. So Krelok, he is going to get rid of the thing there. Who's this? You say that something's chasing you, and he kind of moves over so that he's base to base with you and kind of looks around. You say it's this way. Get behind me then. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know. That there is no evidence to tell you that it is or isn't right now. And Krelok is very confused, and he just says, "Who are you? How did you get here?" it's at that point. Krelok is going to step here, and he is going to attempt to make a perception check in order to detect whatever it is that's out there with disadvantage. And he cannot see anything. So he's just going to draw his weapon of choice, which he has. And then he's going to draw his short sword that you've seen him brandish before. And then it's going to be Yennefer's turn. Not Yennefer, Yen. Sorry. Yep. Yep. Only things that come as part of your race, like if you were to get druid craft or anything, cantrip level stuff. It. Okay. Yep. All right. So Sophie, sorry, is that your turn? Okay. Interesting. The light. The no. You don't detect anything currently. You did momentarily as Lawrence's character entered. Okay. So you're basically preparing an action to use that action to run. Okay. Held action of dash action, yeah? Okay. Up next is your quarry. And Adrian Maxwell, go ahead and give me like a just general perception check. Yeah, you make out the looming shape of some kind of large beast that seems to sprint with appendages straight towards Krelok. As this happens, let's take a look. What's going on here? For some reason, D&D Beyond is being a little bit of a bitch. Right. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so Adrian, you watch as oh shit, it's actually going to yeah. As it just runs straight towards Krelok, then this just silhouette, there's just blur as the silhouette seems to make contact with Krelok, and you hear Krelok groan as he seems to be wounded by this creature. Gosh, I am such a bad DM. Fair enough. You guys hear, "Oh, what the f-" from Krelok. I'm going to. That's not going to hit anything. No. Yeah. So Krelok is audibly in distress, and then you hear contact being made as there's this almost like dull thudding sound that you guys can hear. It appears like for you, Adrian, you can just about make out that this creature seems to have reared up and is now trying to, I guess, maul Krelok, but because it's got 6 legs, it's using its second set of legs to hold itself on Krelok, while it's basically trying to beat him with the other front set of legs. And yeah, that is going to be Beastie's turn. Not a whole lot happens. It is now Ben's turn. Remember, you only have 30 foot of movement, which is a limited amount. No, you turn around and you're running. Okay. Where were you? Where did you start? Yeah, I mean, you could get. Yeah. Okay. Are you? Gregory, you've not forgotten who everyone is. You've forgotten who Trinken is. Everyone. Yeah. The memory loss is. The memory loss is entirely orientated around Trinken. Yeah, you know who they are. Are you attempting to hide, by the way? Sam, you. Okay. So, okay then. So go ahead and make a perception check then, if you're trying to determine what's going on in the situation. Okay. You managed to work out that you are standing next to Elena. She's down there, right next to you. And I say down there because she's a gnome, I think. I think the shortest race in the game. And next to you, yeah, you got Cedric right there. And he's illuminated, but you can still only just about make out like his general features. You can't really make out the whites of his eyes, but you can see the shadows of like eye sockets and stuff. And yeah, you can also just about make out Trinken, or like the silhouette of Trinken, the stranger that you've never met, this really tall fellow. But yeah, is the music? You can use your dash action however you like. I'm not gonna say that you have to hold an action to do a very specific thing. You're just holding that one action. No, you cannot. You can hear some stuff. Sure, yeah, okay. You can use your full 30-foot movement. If Sam, you care to do that. Oh, okay, Fez. Alright, I'll do it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can get to there. On your turn. Oh, not on your turn. On your held action. You can get to there. I'm pretty sure that was 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, that's where you started. And you went 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, 25, 30. Yeah, I know, right? It's the trees. Yeah, in fact, you should be a square behind. Unless, but I'm gonna leave you where you are because it's where I first put you. But yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now we're up to Cedric. What are you gonna do? Go ahead and make a standard perception check, just because you got your light cantrip up. Yeah, you can make out that this creature is harrying him. You don't make out the details of the creature, but it's a hulking quadrupedal, maybe. And it's currently in contact with Krelok. He can't quite make out the difference between 4 and 6. You are, yeah, technically, because it's, yeah. Okay. Let me have a look. Okay, that hits. I need to know exactly what kind of damage you're dealing and stuff. Yep. Oh wow. And you watch as I need to get a dice up so I can track its HP because I'm a pleb. It's also the combat tracker in D&D Beyond doesn't work properly right now. Like you can't even save stuff properly. But yeah, so you kind of recall your brief combat training at home from your mentor, and you just kind of slash out at this creature. And as you do so, you notice that a piece of it just seems to chunk off with like a thud in the ground. Yeah, nice. There is a dull, actually, as you strike, there's a dull metallic sound, as if you were actually striking some kind of mineral. And there's that ka-ching sound as you slice this piece of material off of this creature. All right. Yeah. Adrian Maxwell. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you managed to make out that he was in combat. Like it's physically touching Krelok at the moment. So yeah. Yep. Okay. Just go ahead and roll it doesn't matter, but it would be like a strength check, I think, or a dex. Okay, you hit. Uh, so go ahead. Uh, just go ahead and roll a d4. Okay. Um. Yeah, that will wound it. Yeah, so you just hastily grab out this beaker and just toss it at it, 10 foot away. And as you do so, it hits the shoulder of the creature, and you hear this as the glass just completely shatters all over it. But the creature appears to grumble as you hit it with this beaker, seemingly taking some form of damage. However, it seems to still be focused entirely on Krelok at the moment. Yeah. Anything else you want to do on your turn? Are you going to move anymore, or? Okay, so you use 15 foot. All right. Okay. Right. Yep. Trinken. Europe. No. Definitely not. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can certainly try. Currently, it's got its back turned to you, so you got its hind towards you. Okay. Okay. As you're kind of sorry, you're just trying to punch it, right? Okay, so you just go out to punch it, and you just kind of you're just making out this mostly silhouette, and you just kind of punch its tail, or what's left of a tail at this point, um, and you just knock the tail out of the way at this point. It doesn't seem to do anything. However, it feels hard. It feels like you're as if you were to perhaps punch a wall or punch some kind of physical object other than flesh for a moment. Yeah. Is that your turn? Okay. Faye, what would you like to do on your turn? Go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage. You can't see this thing, but you can make out the forms of everyone harrying something in the direction behind you, and you can see the light of Cedric as he's there, and you can hear that things are going on. You're not completely oblivious, but you cannot see it. So if you were to do a ranged attack, it would be disadvantage. In fact, Sam, your range attack should have been with disadvantage. So if you could please just politely re-roll. It has, but reversing time is this entire campaign. No, I kid. Yeah, just another d20. Okay, no worries. So Scott, what are you going to try and do? Mm-hmm. So you're just going to try and ready yourself. Are you going to hold an action? Okay, sure. We will move on to Elena, and Elena is going to see that everyone is moving away from her, and is going to move with you guys. So 5, 10, 20. Yeah, and she sees this huge creature and is intimidated by it as she runs up to it. However, she's strong-willed and she's going to attempt to strike at this thing. And she's going to hit with... Oh, wow. I didn't realize a rapier is a D8. That's strong. Oh, okay. So for anyone that's in like physical contact with this creature, you watch as Elena flicks out her her rapier, and you are certain that it's about to strike like center of its chest. However, there's this sudden glow that happens around this creature as you see one of its, I think it's got 6 eyeballs on its right side, just flicks around at Elena. And Elena momentarily stops just for like maybe half a second. Let's see. Yeah. And this basically gives it time to readjust itself, and as she follows through with the attack, it just whiffs. You feel like there's some kind of weird trickery thing going on here that this creature may be doing to avoid harm. Then does Elena have an extra attack? I feel like she should, but I don't know. In fact, what level is she? 5. I don't think she does. Nope. Yeah. So you guys watch as that weird effect happens, and then we are back around to Julia's turn. Yep. Okay. So let's have a look. Okay, so you can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you can literally just get into melee range with it.
Drinks on the floor.
Okay. Okay. I'll move you. Let's go there. Oh, you're halfway up a tree. I think the game is forcing you to say that. Yeah. I'm being such a noob right now. Does anyone remember how to just move a character without it snapping? Okay, it's not. Dang it. Okay, you're just going in the tree for now. Fuck it. So go ahead and make a melee attack then. Oh wow, yeah, you hit. If it's a dagger, it'll just be a d4. Okay. You're still hitting, so that's good. Again, you just kind of swing out at it with your dagger, and you make physical contact with it. However, again, there's this shing as you make contact with something that's mineral-like, and it seems to shear off, and a piece of this mineral seems to shear off as well. Yeah. Currently no, but maybe when the combat is over, or when it's your next turn, you might be able to do that. Yeah, she would, yeah. She acts when you act. So she can use movement and a help action. So is she gonna be with you? Like on top of you? Okay. There you go. She's... Okay. She can use the help action, which will give the next person advantage, basically. Right. It is then Kralok's turn. And Kralok has advantage. He doesn't know it, but he's gonna attack it. And he has advantage because Trinken's flanking as well. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll again now if you want. Yeah, go for it. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, 2 seconds. Let me just sort. Okay, no, that misses. So you rolled. So just kind of weird flashback because I'm a really shit DM at combat. So you punch this thing, and you manage to make contact with the back of its hip, and as you do so, you take I would say like 2 points of damage as you like. Can you do what? I mean, that's a way to fracture your forearm, but sure, you could try. So you that either way, there is this shock of contact as you are punching this solid object. However, again, a piece of this thing falls off. It seems like you guys that are around it and in physical contact with it, this whatever mineral this creature's combined with, it's kind of brittle. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Does Kralok have extra attacks? Yes, he does. Okay, should have done that last turn, but it's fine. So he's attacking with advantage still. Wow. Hey, that hits. Okay. Oof. Okay. Yeah. Um. So, as you guys are just surrounding this creature, Krelok takes a moment as this creature is clearly disturbed by the fact that it's now being outnumbered, and plunges his short sword into the creature's chest, and you see as more pieces of this material begins to fall off of it. However, as he pretty much just hilts his blade into this creature's chest, there's not really any blood that comes out, which is kind of weird. Right. And yeah, there is this very extremely loud, distorted, almost technical in fashion. This really loud whimper as this damage is dealt to this creature. Yeah, he just dealt over half its HP in one hit. Yen, your turn. Let's have a look. Okay. You're trying to knock it prone, basically. It is. Okay, go ahead and make a strength check with disadvantage. It's a size bigger than you. You basically shin to shin contact with this creature, and fuck. If she would swear, that would be when. Go ahead and take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Superficial. Yep. You guys don't really have HP, but just to keep track. Okay, I should stop eating, seeing as it is the monster's turn. So, this creature is... You're getting this sense of fear from this creature as its demeanor has changed from being aggressive to defensive. And you guys see as it turns around in this direction. What am I doing? And it's surreal as you hear this this build-up of static. Any of you that have been in and around the Citadel, you guys would recognize this sound or this effect in some way. You've definitely heard it. Those of you that have not been around the Citadel or anything like that, you wouldn't have a clue. Other than, it sounds like lightning, but on a smaller scale. As there's this you can only just about make it out, but there's this shimmer in front of it. This exchange of shards of glass or crystal that seem to move about. And then suddenly, whoop, the creature jumps through it. If either of you that are in base-to-base contact with it, you can make attacks of opportunity with disadvantage, because it happens extremely quickly. Nope. Okay. Lawrence? Okay. Sophie, what do you say? Okay. Elena and Kralok are going to see that you guys are reluctant to finish this creature off. And they're going to let it retreat as well. Saw in regards to what? Yeah, this was definitely the thing that was chasing you. You're speaking of the NPC, yeah? You can see they're superficial. In fact, he's not even really bothered by them. He seems to be kind of tending to them loosely, but they're fine. No, do you? I mean, it hurt. That's for sure, but One of those is fine. But maybe a few more hits like that would have been worse for wears. Okay. Anyone want to do anything before moving out? Okay. So she asked why. The DM will remember this. All right. Every the creature's not dead. It escaped, but yeah. Yeah. You would have been constructive, but hey ho. Okay, please can everyone go ahead and roll survival checks. Mm-hmm. Roach as in Roach from Witcher. Mm-hmm. Make an investigation check. Nice. You find it snuggled in your backpack. The backpack that you don't remember having. Any ones? Any 20s? No? Hmm. Oh yeah. Apologies. The post that combat, you guys feel an incredible drain on your energy. Almost like you've been awake for far longer than you actually have. It's not a huge difference, but you notice a drain in your overall energy. Kind of like just suddenly realizing that you're sick upon waking up. Okay. Oh yeah, I was supposed to roll with disadvantage for that. As you guys are collecting yourselves, sticking together, forming a tight group, you guys begin to feel this tightness in all of your chests, like you're struggling to breathe. If any of you have ever felt like you run and then you like your chest is raspy and it hurts, and like you're just struggling to breathe, or if you've ever had a panic attack and you're just you can't catch your breath. How many players we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's wait, no, 7. I counted myself like an idiot. So basically, if I roll a 5, it'll be the NPCs. So 3. James, can you please note a level of exhaustion? The rest of you actually notice that the mist around you is actually kind of swirling around Cedric a little bit, and appears to kind of glow, and you can only just make it out through his glow that he's emitting through his light cantrip, but there's this small red glow that seems to be wafting around Cedric. Are you guys going to carry on, or are you going to try and deal with this? Oh my god. You can only see your own currently. Oh, sorry. Sorry. James, sorry, I'm so sorry. I should have had you make a con save to resist it. So go ahead. A 16, you said? You begin to feel this weakness overtake you, and then you just kind of shake it off. And just take a deep breath in and try and force that shortness of breath away. But you're still glowing red. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, you guys, can I just get like a general perception check from everyone except for James? Okay. Anyone? Anyone get? Anyone get a 15 or higher? Okay. Okay. So both Yen and Karma, you notice that this red glowish is actually kind of doing this kind of motion where it's kind of dragging, and it seems to be dragging from Cedric, sorry, in every direction, just. Sure. How are you guys going to continue on? Are you going to run? Are you going to walk? Are you going to do what? Okay. Um. So I should just add. Um. When you guys are having things between your venturing into the mist rolls, you guys are like in a little pocket area. I'm only just using the shallow grove thing just so that I have somewhere that vaguely resembles it to put you guys on. Um, just go ahead and make a check with disadvantage for me, just to see if you can actually find some mushrooms in this little area. Because you're not actually physically there, alright? Okay, sure. Hold on. Let me go ahead and roll a percentile dice then, and see if you do find some, because there is a chance. Uh, yeah, you actually do. You find a small cluster of shrooms. Yep. And what exactly are you trying to do? Okay. You. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Um. Hmm. Yeah, you don't even remember that. Oh man. That's the wrong document. Apologies. I'm trying to find my list.
I need my charger.
Okay, Lawrence's character. Lawrence's character seems to be unresponsive. Actually, um, so yeah, so yeah, it was strange. But Ben, I don't think your character was actually there to witness that they were stepping into the nettles, right? Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. So, sorry, Sophie, I will get to you in a second. Um, so for Ben, you remember that those stuff happening, but you don't remember Trinken. He just wasn't part of it. Your memory seems to, in fact, reformat kind of slightly. Um, like it just doesn't. You can still warn people not to walk into tall grass patches and stuff. You would remember Cedric was laughing and stuff from it. All right. Sophie, go ahead. Sophie, what are you gonna say? Yeah. So in terms of that, you simply remember just making yourself laugh, um, like just talking to yourself and having like this kind of internal monologue, and just th- coming up with funny jokes, and making yourself laugh. Kind of instantly affects the what you think of yourself sanity wise. I would say. Um, in yeah, and out loud as well. So Yen, you do. warn him, oh, be careful of this. However, there's nothing here like that to be concerned with. However, there is Trinken, if you could roll a d4 for me. Okay. There are 3 mushrooms, and these mushrooms they're kind of like a sickly brown green color in places, and they've got weird pustules of like a yellowish color, going from yellowish brown to yellowish green and some combination of in between. But oddly enough, kind of, nah. Does it? It kind of resembles a foot, but not quite sure. Just in shape. Okay, so you take all 3. As you're getting close and you begin to cut it, you notice there is this huge stench that begins to waft from these mushrooms. Go ahead and make a con save real quick. All right, you withstand it with ease. You've been through all these like different things and different states of degeneration through nature and stuff like that. And this reeks. This is probably going to permeate into things that come into contact with it for extended periods of time. So you're just going to take 3 of these mushrooms and you take all 3? Okay. They are about the size of a foot, so they're quite big. So this will take up quite a bit of the space in your backpack, but you'll still be able to fit stuff in. So just go ahead and add to your inventory, like wherever you're holding it. Go ahead and add 3 foot mushrooms, we'll say. And I'll say that they weigh like 2 pounds each. Yeah. They're thick as well. Like the stalk is quite tough to cut through. And it's squidgy. It seems to secrete some kind of liquid. You do notice as you're kind of picking this and like handling it, the beetle that was in your backpack kind of comes out and just quickly scuttles down your arm and begins to kind of, if it could sniff, it would, and it's just kind of inspecting, and like its little mandibles and its little clawed feet are kind of investigating it, and then it just crawls back up into your backpack. At which point, I'm assuming you would then take off your back and then open and put the things in. Yep. Okay. We are going to go ahead and roll another set of survival checks, please, from everyone. Any ones? Any 20s or any ones? Okay. All right, I think we're safe. No one's shouting out with any 20s or ones. And these guys have amused themselves. Ooh, finally a different number. Oh, hey. Nice. I needed to roll for that again. Okay. James, go ahead and roll another con save for me. As you guys have been walking, you notice that this glow and this condensed mist is following Cedric. It's just kind of latched to him in some way. A 13. Let's have a look. You just pass. Okay, so what do we do? So you guys begin to push through, and the mist begins to thin. And you begin to push on more and more. I would like someone... Sure, I'm going to say Scott. Just why not? I want to pick on Scott. Scott, can you please roll for me 2d12s? Well, no, just 1d12. We don't need... Well, no, we do need two. Because it's AM and PM. So just simply add the two numbers together. You can't get 1 AM, but you can get 2 AM. Say again? You are muted. Okay, alright, Fez. So you guys are pushing out through this mist and it begins to clear up and you're... it feels like perhaps... perhaps you guys have just completely lost track of time, and you guys are exhausted. Like, you guys need some rest soon. When you guys tried to rest in the shallow grove, you were unsuccessful, and you have not rested since. However, I need to roll a dice now. Oh, come on. I rolled a 1. Okay. Notes. Okay. And as you guys are stepping out of the mist, you can see it behind you. This just almost like a wall of mist. However, as you guys are stepping through, who's first to step out? You can ask. Say that again. Okay. So Cedric, as you're pushing out of the mist, the rest of you, as you're stepping out, you can see that this glowing mist is still following him and around him, even though he's outside of the boundaries of this mist. In fact, Cedric, you feel like you're still in the mist. You don't know that you're out of the mist at this point. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure. You guys see around you forest, much like the forest that you've been in, but alive. Green everywhere. Um, everything seems to be more abundant and filled with life. You do see squirrels. You see more piece of wildlife, bugs, more shrubbery and things like that. And in fact, you can just about make out it's either it's either the end of the day or the start of the day. Sunrise or sundown. Sophie, go ahead. Sophie, go ahead and make a perception check because you're asking to get your bearings. Oh, nice. You actually make out the sounds of shouts. Some kind of people are shouting in a distance. To be fair, she wouldn't even be able to tell you that, even if she knew about longitude and latitude. You got no clue where you are. Exactly. Um, Cedric, go ahead and make a con save for me again. 15. Damn. You're gonna slip one day. Yeah, you can feel this dull kind of dragging sensation, but you manage to retain most of your energy. You don't feel the effects of it. But you guys, as this happens, you do notice it does do this kind of sucking sensation without the sound effect. You guys just watch as she just does this and nothing seems to happen. All right. So as you guys are running, um, I'm not really gonna count it as like initiative or anything, but because you guys are between going, like, you guys have reached a place this thing has actions that it can do, and it will continue to do those actions in real time. So, you guys begin to start running and stuff. Please make a con save, because no one's dealing with this thing right now. So, a 2, did you say? Okay. So sorry, no one else needs to roll. I'm sorry, I didn't think I made that. I thought I made that clear. Only Cedric is making the con save, because he's the only one that's being affected by the mist currently. But yeah, you guys watch as Cedric suddenly just begins to slump over. And Cedric, your eyes begin to get really heavy as you are struggling to keep conscious. Suddenly your sword and your backpack and everything weighs a ton. Yeah. What are you trying to achieve there? Are you trying to, like, give him a reroll? Are you trying to... Go ahead and roll again, but roll with disadvantage. Because, like, you're recounting this new roll with disadvantage. Yeah, so he passes. So suddenly you're just like, what? What? Yeah, all you guys can see this mist. No. He's fully awake and alert at this point. He's tired, but awake. Yeah. He, yeah. Yeah. So Cedric began to slump over, and then Trinken basically went over and went, "Oi, with this," and then woke him back up again to prevent him from passing out. Yeah. Um. So as you guys are running along, you guys see coming into view past the mist that is surrounding Cedric. After a few moments, you guys come to another group of people. Nah, I'm not gonna. They seem incredibly cautious, and the moment that they make eye contact with you guys, they stop, hands on weapons, hands out. Some begin to reach into pouches and begin to preemptively clutch at materials and things. Others pulling out their books, and others their instruments. Because, you know, that's what people do in a war, right? And a blue-skinned man speaks up. Interdimensional stories. And he says, Yes. um, Younger, slightly different. He's younger and more naive and stuff like that, but and from a completely different world. So, he says, "How the fuck do I do like a Russian German accent?" It's who are you? I don't. Yeah, I don't. I was literally doing a fucking. I was doing a Russian accent. Yeah, hold on. He just kind of shouts out. He just kind of shouts out, "Who are you?" Who are you? Yeah. What are you doing here? You see, he starts to make as you guys are talking, he starts to make hand gestures in one hand. While he holds a staff in the other. Purple geometric shapes appearing above his palm, much like Doctor Strange, but purple. As he's you guys begin to see him. You guys begin to see him lower his hand. I would like, because Sam and Ben spoke up the most, I would like each of you to roll a d20. Okay. You see as the hand lowers. His eye contact drifts from the two of you to this mist, and he just kind of nods to his other party members, and they just all rush in, either at range or into melee around Cedric, and spells and things are being cast. You see the blue man, the purple energy coalesces into different balls of energy that just seem to home in on Cedric's position. However, they do not make contact with Cedric. They seem to stop short, as if making contact with the very air that's around him. And the mist that's around him begins to shrink slightly and begins to contract. And in fact, you notice that as everyone's rushing in, it happens very quickly, but you guys have noticed that you guys are actually in sunrise, and the sun is beginning to extend. The shadows are beginning to shorten, I guess you would say. at this point. But a path of sunlight begins to shine upon you guys' location through the trees, and this mist has almost a repellent reaction to this and begins to actually move away. Anyone want to do anything? You see some other people actually going up to it and stabbing it, like slashing through it and stuff. The mist, yeah, not Cedric. No, because you are wafting it. Believe it or not, this thing is not immune to physical attacks. Just yeah. No, there's people surrounding you and attacking the very air around you. It's kind of confusing. You're not quite sure whether these people are just really bad, or you're very lucky, or perhaps there is some kind of divine protection protecting you. You take that wherever you want, character-wise. But you're not aware that they're trying to attack something around you. Yeah. Eventually, like just after a couple like seconds, as you guys begin to lay into this mist, it tries to drift off of Cedric, into like the darkness and back towards the mist. However, it just begins to disapparate as it is trying to move away. There's this kind of baleful moan as it just kind of and like dissipates. I'm really shit at this kind of stuff, but yeah. Yeah. So apparate is to appear. Disapparate is to disappear. Evaporate is the process that water goes through to turn into a gas. Yeah. Yeah, so there's this kind of weird moment where we said, Did you're from the mist, yes? This is all very confusing, yes? Perhaps he's gonna make an insight check. You say you do not know where you come from, but you come from mist. You do not know how you got there. Do not believe you. What are you doing there? Who are you? Would I'm not sure Yen would even know what a portal is, but sure, yeah. um, you are all you are all using this same story, yes? This whole I came through portal, we went. Uh-huh. Mushrooms can be good, used for potions, etc. But be careful. Forgive me, I have forgotten my manners. My name is Victor. Um, I will collect your names later, but per- you you mentioned kidnap a second ago. Were you kidnapped by these? Please be quiet and let the man speak for himself. Were you or were you not kidnapped by these people? Oh, you see, he kind of just like I cannot get my head around this. Come with us. And you guys are escorted down the forest trail. Pretty forcefully. They kind of surround you in like corners and keep you guys in a clumped up section in the middle. You are blah blah blah. As you guys are walking through the forest, a couple moments later, you hear a voice. Et hoc mundo! Non indiget hero! The group stops as the blue man holds up his hand and speaks out, Non indiget professionalis! Oh, sorry. Non indiget professionalis. In Russian accent. The other voice replies once more. Approach! The blue man lowers his hand and the group continues walking. Shortly after, you see him look up at the tree. Up into a tree and salutes, touching two fingers to the side of his head before motioning them towards a cloaked elven figure in the tree. This figure seems to just be perched up on a branch, a bow in hand, just kind of ready in case any non-towards were to do anything suspicious. Anyone here speak Celestial, I'm gonna say. In terms of like a, if it makes sense for your background, I think just Cedric, right? I think the only other person might be Ben. Okay. No, that's not the case. Okay, no worries. I'm just gonna say Cedric for now. The phrase that you heard them say when they were communicating. you alt F forward what? Control. Oh, yeah. So yeah, so you would actually know this too, but for the two of you, it's kind of broken. More so for Ben, it's more broken because of your studies. Like, yeah, you studied it and you know it in places, but it's kind of like a broken thing. Et hoc mundo, non indiget hero, non indiget professionalis. Anyone here actually speak Latin? And see if you can translate it for us. It is. Yeah, it does. What do you think hero means? Okay. So you guys can loosely translate it. I'm going to try and find my bloody note where the fuck it is. Here we go. It translates to, this world does not need a hero. That's the first phrase that was used. And then the second part of the phrase, almost like they're exchanging like a password, basically. It needs a professional. Lawrence might recognize a similar quote because it's from Witcher. In a loose sense. But yeah, you can imply to what you want from that. The figure in the tree salutes back, their hand closed except for an outstretched thumb, which they run down their forehead and nose, then create a fist and motion it towards the figure, towards the blue man. Sorry. They both give each other a slight nod of respect as the group continues toward the camp. A camp perimeter begins to come into sight, which is patrolled and guarded, with people scattered all around in different states of overwatch, activity, busyness, etc. You see people that are on Overwatch use trees, rocks, and other outcroppings to their advantage in order to, get a decent view. Though you suspect that there's probably more eyes on you than you realize. Eventually, you reach an improvised camp formed of several clusters of tents and campfires. I'm going to move everyone over to it now, just really quick. Well, no, the answer is no, you cannot open your letter, but you will roll. 2 seconds. How do I move you guys to the board? Okay, so you guys should have access to your characters on this board, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So just don't move past the characters that are in front of you, as they're escorting you into the camp. But this will be the next location. Blah blah blah. So it's formed of several clusters of tents and campfires, etc. You can move your camera around as much as you want, but they're escorting you in. Currently, horses are tied to posts, trees, and tent poles, etc. Meanwhile, people of all shapes and sizes are busying themselves and with seemingly important duties, or less important, they might just be eating their lunch or breakfast. You are escorted through the camp to a mess area. So if everyone could just move their characters over to where there is a whole bunch of tables, that would be very much appreciated. Also, how is the stream doing? Are we still online? I was told that the audio was okay. By the way, if you guys look at the entrance where you came from, you'll see the elf that was in the tree. No, he's there because he's on Overwatch. Okay. If I give Sam, yeah, Sam, you should have control now. Right. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna try and make this a little bit quick because we want to wrap up for 11, but we will set up. So there is food rations and logs and stumps and rocks to sit on. There's stools for now because, you know, generic place to eat. The gentleman welcomes you to grab some sustenance and take a seat, and he will return shortly. The rest of his party begin to spread out in different directions to do different things here and there. Let's just move everyone around a bit. Sorry, this character here will resemble the blue man for the time being, and he begins to walk off in this direction here. Yeah, they're all part of the same. Like everyone here seems to, you know, be familiar with each other and everything else. They're not they're of different races, etc. Yeah, but yeah. Blah blah blah. So the rest of the party go about their things. However, one remains with your group at the mess area and sits quietly. Yeah, in fact, they're just gonna prop themselves up here. Because I don't have a proper model for this character, this will do. You guys take note that this is a younger person, humanoid. They're humanoid, but they don't have humanoid legs. Sorry to disappoint you, Sophie. You see how she kind of pulls a hood back from over her face. Ben, in particular, you recognize this character. This is the character that you met on your day. Okay, all right, fair. For the rest of you, this is a dark-haired hybrid type person. They seem to be half deer in some way. It is very much. And they just sit there and they just chew on some food, observing while you guys do whatever you want. For the moment, provided that you stay at the table. That's kind of been implied. Are you addressing the girl? Okay. Let me just try and give you a brief description. One sec. Because you know things. That is a fair point. So you see this girl. She's got ears on the side of her head, much like anyone else does, but they are longer and more bovine in nature, much like Trinkens. And she's got two white horns that are on the top of her head and kind of go backwards, parallel to each other. Some long, dark, almost black brown hair, and she wears a kind of subtle piece of flower crown like head adornment on her head, and she her legs, basically from the waist down, she's got a small little doe tail, and her fur is much like the hair on her head, a very dark brown color, and her hooves are little grey hoofs, and her face, she is Caucasian, so she's white, and she has skin much like a human would, and when addressed, she says, eat all you want. Just please stay at the table. Oh, Krelok on that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Your hood. So he's gonna sit here with you. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage. Because he don't believe you innately. Yeah, he's just eat your food, rest up while you can. We'll deal with everything else later. Does You are such a problem child. Sam, mute please when she's talking. I'm gonna use this model instead. This one is more accurate. She's got horns and ears and everything. And she just kind of shyly says, "Oh, thank you. I can make one for you if you like." Okay. Pink. Yeah. I can try. It, let me see. I'm just gonna see if she has anything. She just kind of looks around. I'll have to try and find some pink flowers, but well, perhaps if you stay for a while, I can perhaps get one back to you. But yeah. Enjoy your food. There is, yes, but please be patient. I'll. I don't get to make decisions just yet, but someone will come and talk to you. So please just be patient. Everyone seems to be alive and well, so please just wait. If you leave the table, I might have to, prevent you from doing that in case you cause trouble. If your character is genuinely wanting to flip the table, then you may attempt to flip the table. The table is it's a stump. There is nothing to flip. It looks like a table because representations of that I can come up with, but yes, not much. Yeah, you don't remember that either, Sophie. Yeah, there. Funny enough, there are clean bandages on it, but you don't remember how they got there, Lawrence. You've not seen these bandages before. Yeah. 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 So, um, uh, but we can you can discuss that with the gentleman that is going to talk to you, but please just be patient. I cannot actively help you right now. I do not know if you're a friend or foe. Um, in a forest in Albion. The south of or southern Albion. Does that help? North, way north. Uh, for references, if you're a human and you're like of noble stuff, you're from the north of Albion, where the citadel is, and around it. The northern territories of Albion are like the noble lands, mostly. You don't know which way north is. You gonna leave the table? Okay. Um. Before you do that, yes, it's to the east. Um. So Ben, a long vine-like whip, covered in thorns, lashes out at you. I don't know. Is this is an attack roll? So let's have a look. Let's go with this one. No, you don't get to roll to avoid it. Yeah. So this happens. They're going for non-lethal damage and stuff. So, just like let's say 2 points of. Oh fuck it. Let's roll and see what happens. 1 point of piercing damage. And you are pulled 10 foot back as you attempt to retreat, and you are grappled, I believe. She's gonna use it to grapple you and stuff. So. Okay. Sorry, Ben. I'm just gonna move you, so you would be about here. Yeah, I know, but she's pulled you back towards her, and she's stepped forwards. So. Please, please, please calm down, sir. And as Ben's doing that, you said that you're gonna do something. If you want to move your model where you're gonna go, Lawrence, on what you're gonna do. Attention seems to be turning in your guys' direction, by the way. In the direction of all of you. because he's creating a whole bunch of noise. She's here. She's here. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check. Not with advantage because you're casting a spell. Or you have 2, 4, 6, 8. You have 8 or more eyes on you, and they just watch you shift your form to look like one of their friends. Sure, like if you know that people are around you. The table. You're gonna do it? Okay, sure, why not? Fuck it. This. Okay. Um. What? It's just a oh hello. Um. As you're doing this, you hear a from behind you. As a pretty tall, matching your height. In fact, probably a little bit taller than you because you're young for your race. Oh yeah, yeah. So, well, you're trying to match it to Victor, right? Yeah, yeah. So this character is definitely taller than you then, because this is not Victor that is stepping up behind you. It was never going to be Victor from the very beginning. And you guys see, I'm going to try and make this kind of quick. Where is it? A tall, viridian-colored, lizard-like figure approaches the mess area behind Trinket and just grabs your shoulder. Desist. Do not make me speak again. To you. To Trinket. He's got his hand on your shoulder and he's telling you to stand down. from that would. I'm just going to rephrase that a little bit. You actually find that his hand lands precisely where it means to, and his hand does go through the illusion, and to everyone else it appears as though his hand is going through Trinken's like shoulder, like through you, but because you look like Victor, so through Victor your illusion thing. Please take your seats at the table. Do not make me speak again. I will have you executed. You see, as he walks up to where Gregory. So many names. He walks up to where Gregory is, and you see at his side he's got a blade. A blade that I need to bring up. It's kind of like a bluish steel-like color, but it's spiky and almost broken. It looks like it's jagged in places, not broken. Sorry. And he just in one quick motion pulls it and slams the hilt of it into the side of Gregory's temple, and then sheaths it again. As Gregory falls unconscious. No, that's not a thing at the moment. Just stay where you are. And you see as the man gestures over to his compatriots, and one of them just it's a dwarf. I think this one. Yeah, this one. This one will come over and pick you up and throw you onto their shoulder, and they'll drag you over to a tent. I'm just gonna move you over here. Ooh, 1 second. You see as this figure reaches over now to the table and picks up a plate of food and instructs the satyr girl to go feed and groom his horse. She stands and bows a slight respect and leaves the mess area. So, he says, chomping down on a piece of meat. Bites a piece off. I hear you are from the mists, yes? Right. The session is going to end here. Just before we start, conversation and stuff. Hold on. I'll send pictures and stuff to you guys in the Discord and all that for different people. I have to do it off the stream because I don't own the imagery. But so just as a conclusion, the session ends as if you imagine like this is like a film or something. You guys don't see this, but imagine a drone-mounted camera that pulls away from the group as you're in open discussion with this gentleman. The drone raising into the sky as we see a bird's eye view of the campsite. Noticeably large in comparison to the campsite that you previously rested at. The camera continues to rise as we begin to see the edges of the mists rolling through the trees and over the treetops and around them and through them. Blah, blah. And it's not far from the camp. Though, as we continue to zoom out, we begin to see the sheer scale of the mists, almost encompassing half the forest. The campsite only visible due to the smoke that's trailing into the sky through the tree canopy, dwarfed by the mists. Nice. Anyone got any questions or anything? Sorry, Ben, you were saying? You. Krelok is an elf, and you know he's an elf. He's got pointed ears. Yeah. Well, Cedric looks human. For like, I think is there anything that differentiates him, like, appearance wise? Yeah. 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 Alvin. Hmm. Oof. Lawrence, Lawrence had to say it, didn't he? I'm just trying to find. Yeah, 100%. Um. So for. Yeah. Mhm. I don't have a picture for Victor right now, but I can get one. Yeah. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I had a picture somewhere, but I can't find it. I don't remember a hero forge for Victor, but I know. There's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason why I kind of gave up on it. Is because you can't give him a Voldemort nose. You can only give them standard noses, which fucking sucks. So you have to have regular nosed Vidalkins. Yeah. It'll be that. Just look up a picture of a Vidalcan scholar and you'll find one. Like, yeah. If you can, just send it in the that one. If you can, just send that into the in-game references channel, please. Yeah. But yeah, how just how's everyone feeling about that session? Like, um, mm, yeah. um, in time. In time. Like this whole like build up area is what is going to earn you level 1 basically, because it's like, oh, you get like your first piece of XP like accumulated, and that's where you like become, oh, I actually have stats and things. I'm tangible now. I have things that I can do. um but yeah. Yeah. Thank you for putting that image in there. I believe it's a K. But he Russian, so we use KKK. No, wrong. what? What was I thinking of? I don't know. KGB, that's the one. We use KGB. Yeah. Right, I'm actually gonna stop the stream. So thank you guys for coming along and having a good old time. I hope we. Yeah, 100%. I said to you guys, these characters that are in your backstories, they are in the world, and they have things and journeys that they will make throughout the world. There is quite a high chance that you will encounter some of them again. George is not there. George is doing something else. Because he's... Fuck. Yeah. Alright. So can everyone just say goodbye for the stream's sake, I guess. Bye.